I definitely wish someone would have told me this before I started drop shipping. What's going on, guys? I'm Braden Wirch. If this is your first time on my channel, make sure you hit subscribe. I continue to over-deliver insane value to you guys every day to grow you personally and financially as well. Alright, so today I'm going to go ahead and cover what I wish I knew before I started drop shipping. Nobody told me this. I kind of had to just take the punches and figure it out on my own as I went. But I've got some great advice if you're a beginner or thinking about getting into drop shipping. How to approach it and how to save a lot of money if you implement these things. So the first one I'm going to talk about is niche. So there's a lot of advice on YouTube. I haven't actually taken any courses personally that talked about this, but at least on YouTube I see this is a common approach, and that is to use a super niche down approach when starting out. So for example, a big one on YouTube is using the dog niche. And so when I first got into it, I actually tested this. And so there's a lot of advice to go ahead and start with something super niche down because you're going to have a passionate audience. So take, for example, the dog niche. You can make a dog store and have dog jewelry. And you can even go as far as having a breed. So like a Boston Terrier store. And yes, you can make sales because you are going to have passionate audiences very interested in this, but you're not going to be able to scale at all. You'll make a few sales here and there, but it's just not scalable. I preach all the time about how the power of drop shipping is that we've got the global audience at our disposal. So instead of having only the 300 million US population, the 320 million active Amazon users, we've got the billions of people worldwide to market to. And so you want a niche that you can actually have global demand. So what I'd like to teach and recommend is, if you're starting out, either start with a general, and so have everything, it's like a Walmart, have electronics, apparel, everything. That way you can quickly test. And so this goes into needing a good ad strategy that you can efficiently test products. But if you're doing a general store, you need to have the focus that you're eventually going to niche down. What I prefer to do, and where I found success, is starting with a mid-level niche store. And so what I mean by that is, instead of having a super niche down store like the dog niche or a specific breed, have like a streetwear store, or like a overall gaming store, electronics store, home goods store. These are in a niche. It's not like a general store that has everything. It's in a niche, but it still allows you to have room to test. But what's great about having a mid-level niche is you can already start working on building a brand. And building a brand is how you're going to be able to scale to 100,000 or more a month. So definitely go ahead and think about not starting super niche down. You're just limiting yourself. And you can get your feet wet doing it, but it's just not the best approach to take. So the next thing I wish I knew was having a strategy. I thought I could just jump in this and I'd throw up a Facebook ad and I'd make money. And that's definitely not how it works. You need to have a strategy, whether you're doing Instagram influencers, whether you're doing Google AdSense, Facebook ads, whichever ad strategy you decide to dive into, you need to dive into it and focus it and learn it. Don't do what I did and just start running ads and expect to make sales. You'll lose money that way. So really invest either your money in courses or invest your time through YouTube and finding mentors, stuff like that, that can actually teach you how to actually advertise and market your products. So if you want to do Instagram influencers, that's great in the beginning. You can definitely make some sales and it'll give you traction to get going. It'll definitely boost your confidence. But if you want to scale, you definitely need to have a good ad strategy. I prefer Facebook ads, but I also know very successful people that their main thing is like Google AdSense. So whatever it is, you need to go ahead and take a very specific strategy. This isn't just a get lucky business model. Most business models aren't. There's a specific strategy to everything you do. So in e-commerce, if you're doing Amazon FBA, if you're doing affiliate marketing, if you're doing drop shipping, social media advertising, whatever you're doing, there's a specific strategy. Now, everybody has their own spins on it, but they still follow specific strategies. So with Instagram influencers, there's great strategies with that. With Facebook ads, there's obviously great strategies with that. So that's definitely the next biggest thing I wish I knew. Number 3 is testing. I did not realize going into this how much testing was going to be involved. So when I first started, I did get lucky in the beginning and got a few sales, and I thought that was it. So I just started scaling ads that weren't profitable, but they were making sales. So I kind of tricked myself in the beginning thinking, even though I was getting some sales and might not be profitable, I thought I could go ahead and scale it way up. And it doesn't work like that. So what I had to do, and it took time, was I had to test. I had to test products over and over and over again. I had to test apps, which apps worked on my store. So I was constantly trying to find a winning product, and at the same time I was trying to increase the conversion rate on my store by improving my store. So with drop shipping, everything comes down to testing. So you should be testing products, obviously, because that's what's going to make you money right now. But then you need to be testing your store. You need to be testing, if I add this app, does this increase or decrease the conversion rate? If I do this with product descriptions, does that help or hurt the conversion rate? So you definitely need to know going into this that there is a lot of testing involved. You can get lucky. There are some people that hit it out of the park in the first week to 2 weeks drop shipping. But typically these people have done a lot of research beforehand that they know their strategy going into it. But make sure that you go into this with the mindset that you're going to have to test. And my other tip that I have to give is there's a lot of misinformation out there, and this goes back to the first point with some people preaching like the dog niche. You need to be careful who you listen to. So whether you know someone personally that drop ships, whether you are watching YouTube videos, whether you take a course, whatever it is, you need to be careful who you get your advice from. In the beginning, I was taking advice from who now I consider very good at drop shipping, and then others I consider that was terrible advice. Look at the numbers of what these people are producing. If they're doing $5,000-$10,000 months, I know that sounds big right now, but do you want to follow the approach that got them only $5,000 and $10,000 a month, or do you want to follow advice of people who are doing consistently $100,000 or more a month and really know what they're doing? This is a piece of advice that should carry over into everything with business, whether it's drop shipping or you're getting into real estate, whatever it is. Find someone who you can go ahead and model after and reverse engineer how they got that way. So if you want to be at $10,000 a month, follow that, and you might follow what they've got and hit it or get close to hitting it. If you follow a big level guy, so for me, I love looking at guys like Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, these guys. I try to reverse engineer how they got there, and that's kind of a long-term goal. So definitely be careful who you're listening to. Know going into drop shipping that it's an amazing business model. You can be successful with this, and I want you guys to be successful with this. There's a lot of room in this space still, despite what everybody says that it's oversaturated and everything. There's a lot of room in this space. You just need to come at this knowing what to expect. You need to come at this following the right advice, having a good strategy, knowing you're going to have to test. And overall, what I always say is you want to build a brand. And so definitely take this to heart, guys. If you're just starting out, I wish you the best of luck. You can be successful, and I want you guys to be successful. I'm going to try to deliver as much value to you guys every day to help you guys become successful. So make sure you leave a comment below letting me know what you guys are struggling with, and I'll go ahead and try to do a video soon on it. And make sure to leave a like. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. I continue to over-deliver insane value to you guys every day to grow you personally and financially as well. I've got some big news coming, so be on the lookout for that. and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you keep grinding.